Julia Roberts told reporters this week that her marriage to Lyle Lovett has been over for some time. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Julia Roberts and that she was married to Lyle Lovett.
I never listen. I'm gonna listen. I wanna listen to the drums.
All right, indeed. What's up? Happy November, Jake. Happy
Thanks.
show number 60. Our 60th show.
What a huge moment for all of us.
Yeah. Are we going to do something special for 69? Maybe some 69 on 69.
Yeah, I was going to say, you and I could just...
On camera.
How do we work Blake into that? Can we have like a centipede type 69?
Someone has to video it.
Blake could be like the guy in the Lake House video. It's not really a video, it's just still images, but he's just kind of over to the side, you know?
You didn't need to do that.
Can we ever
We're on videos.
can we ever see those still images in public?
I think that would be highly illegal.
Why?
Don't you think there's like laws against that?
It's like ask Brunig, he'll know. Actually, not in Texas. You are allowed to.
According to... Yeah, I don't know. They're not that appealing.
Still, just that.
Something different.
Yeah,
is
it's just the interest. Anyway, today is a free video episode.
Look at that.
You may be looking at this on video and saying, "Hey, I didn't pay for this. I already knew that." Once a week, we'll try to put out a video. We were one of us was contemplating not doing it until tomorrow because he doesn't have his light that shows himself in his best features. But
Who could that be?
Blake isn't going to be here tomorrow. And just a Dan and Jake video,
Nobody wants that.
that would be a disaster.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard enough to get all the audio recorded and uploaded without our little guy, our little champion over here.
Oh, Twink Champ.
Look at him. All working out,
Just sitting in front of the board.
trying to lose weight.
Trying, man.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're back at it?
We're going early today a little bit because of me trying to lose weight. I'm going to my guy, Max, my trainer. I don't know if he wants me publicizing it, like, because then you look at me and you're like, oh, got a personal trainer, huh? I will cross that guy off my list.
I always felt that way about APEC. Because they're like, yeah, we'd love for you to tell people about us, but also, like, you're still skinny fat.
Just tell me you're a part-time member.
Part-time member. I'm also just old, you know?
That's the thing.
Speaking of that, I'm sore today from simply walking from Halloween.
Come on.
It was a lot of walking. It was a lot of carrying. It was a lot of stroller pushing.
Was it freezing?
It wasn't bad.
Okay. Did you see any moms with...
Dude, I thought of
Yeti
you
cups?
all night long.
100%.
Every single mom had one.
Yeah.
Every single one.
We actually ran into the lady who was like Nora's, I don't know what you would call her. Like she had to go do an assessment when she first got, quote, diagnosed with like autism. And we actually saw her in a garage, full Yeti. And it was like, I've seen you in one setting where
So
you have a
she
lot of...
had all the candy, everything set up in the garage? That's a good setup.
I think she was at a friend's house.
Oh, okay.
That was
Yeah.
popular in our
She
neighborhood.
lives, yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
little mini party in each garage.
But they did
and
have
then
that, yeah.
Adults can go in there. And,
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
Rangers game was on in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool. The
Got a Gatorade jug full of what's in there.
right. The leave your light on and just have the bowls of candy outside was very popular in my neighborhood.
That's essentially what we had to do. Because
Because you both wanted to walk with
Yeah.
the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that also kind of makes sense that people don't really want to interact with each other anymore.
yeah,
I got a buddy, my Packer buddy. For years, I think his kids have aged out of trick-or-treating. But maybe he still does it. He always wanted to stay home. because he counted the number of trick-or-treaters, and then every year he would update me on, well, last year we had
Speaking of
Yeah.
the spectrum,
74 less. He's very I love him. He's a guy that I would marry too, because like you could eat off of his garage floor. It is the cleanest garage I've ever seen, the cleanest, most organized garage.
that all checks out.
Anytime I try to organize my garage and clean it, it lasts for about
Oh, it's
half
pretty
a
good.
day.
I wish you could have seen
Yours
the
is pretty
day
good.
that Dan saw a salamander in his garage, and he was just like trying to play foot goalie from trying to keep it to
It
where
was
he
kind
could
of
broom
heading
it
towards
out.
the door. It was trying to get in here.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure what it was. It was like a lizard, but then it wasn't a lizard. Like it wasn't a gecko.
That
I
was-
love geckos. The gecko, they can roam free. They can come
Sure.
in, they can stay out. I love the gecko.
That was my best guess. The
But
salamander.
it looked really creepy. It looked like a snake with little legs. Is that a salamander?
Pretty much, yeah.
But I
Yeah.
walk in and Dan
It
is
looks
just like
slimy and-
staring at the ground.
I'm like, hold on. Yeah. Go get me that broom. So I swept him outside because I also didn't want to smush him. That seems like, killing a monkey or something. You can't kill a little lizard.
No, only bugs. Pretty much only bugs. But yeah, it was a full family costume affair. I was Captain Hook, and that's a weird moment because as you walk around the neighborhood, you run into a lot of other dads, and they're just like halfway like, "Boy, that's cool that you went that hard," and halfway like, "You're a real nerd."
So did
Because I just
wife,
have like my North Face vest on.
did wife develop this?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Well, I mean, daughter developed it. But
Yeah,
we,
but-
we followed through on it.
Daughter doesn't have to know that all family members are allowed to dress up. You could just say, well, this is just for kids.
Yeah, I don't know how that would have gone over, but I don't know because we didn't even try. We just said, all right, we're going to get 4 costumes. And all 4 of us are going to be Captain Hook.
Like, were they
Tinkerbell.
high dollar, like rental?
No, they weren't like cinema grade
Okay.
Dale.
Did you walk around, Blake?
Yeah, and I actually had a lot more fun than I thought. I didn't dress up, but I don't know. I enjoy when people are nice to my kid, and
Yeah.
just seeing them be entertained by his Woody costume and him identify, oh, that's a dinosaur, or that's Mike and Sully from Monsters Inc., or that's Tarzan. It was really neat.
The kid is very beaten if you can't identify the kid's costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you?
What are you? How do you not know?
Clearly a
Mine was pretty easy because there was a moment last night where I realized like I probably don't have to just keep this hook on my hand. But I
You had
have.
hook hand?
but
Yeah.
it does indicate who you are.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's
kinda
it's
have
a
to.
pretty obvious indicator. But yeah, I'm just like, why have I just had? Why have I just had this on?
Spirit Halloween?
I think so. Yeah,
Take a run there? Yeah, that's fun.
I didn't go, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Although
I would stop in with my kids 4 times a year. They'd love to go there.
I think
I wasn't against it.
I think Amazon has revolutionized the Halloween game. It's so much easier to find like anything you need within 7 to 10 days.
And if it's not right, take it
Take
up
it
to
to
the
Kohl's.
UPS store and
You know, you can
they'll
take it to
box
Kohl's.
it up. Oh yeah, you take it to Kohl's. I
Give it to Rathman.
Every day.
That's
it was the same cadence.
cadence, yeah. The going to Kohl's,
Good players.
I usually pick the UPS store because Kohl's, then I'll go in and then I'll buy something too. That's their trick. I know what
Oh,
they're
yeah.
doing.
Of course,
They want me to go buy something.
it's a great busy model.
And how could I not when I'm surrounded by all that is Kohl's?
This fashion powerhouse.
Boy, they force you into you got to get a Kohl's card too, or else you just don't. Well, things will be 4 times as much if you don't. Okay, well,
You know who
all right.
else does that? Is the pet store.
To
And
make
I've
you sign
never
up for
capitulated
points?
to it, but yeah, they're like, yeah, you just give me your social security number and we can
Boy,
make
I
this
just-
cost half as much. I'm like, well, it's
I just did that
The
at
only
Bath and
time
Body
I'll be in
Works.
here.
really
For years, I've bought the soap But then they're like, yeah, you can get bonus this, and you get.
Did we talk about pumpkin pecan waffle?
Do you enjoy it? It
I love
really
it.
smells. It's
I love it. I like the one downstairs a lot too, but this one's really good.
the. I think downstairs we have white pumpkin.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
so.
You got a new one in the down. Okay, you've been using the downstairs bathroom quite a bit lately.
I'm having a timeout my number twos.
That's all right, man.
Your family's not here, so I'm not as worried about it.
Right.
But so something we talked about yesterday, I definitely almost saw 2 people get clipped by cars.
I mean, just driving in my neighborhood. I mean, people are just carte blanche, just walking across the street whenever they want.
Yeah. And I don't even really think like alcohol is like a factor in that. I just think
No, yeah.
and some of our street lights are out, a lot of them actually.
What time did it all start? Does it start right when it gets dark, or was it still kind of light?
Definitely still kind of light.
Yeah. My neighborhood started at like 6:15.
By the way, I did some research, and as usual, Jake is right. So the Senate said
Daylight savings?
no more daylight savings. We're going to keep one time all year.
Oh.
And you know how the House can't get their act together for anything.
It's classic.
It's
House.
kind of like just dying in the House. It hasn't moved forward at all. So
Yeah.
we're still going to do the fall back. And you're right. It's this coming weekend.
Yeah.
I hate it because I think we were sitting there yesterday when it was just about to get dark, taking the boys out for a walk. It's like 7 or so, or maybe before 7 now. I'm like, next week at this time, it's going to be pitch black now. And it's going to have you're this depressing feeling. And
it's the House.
what's AOC doing?
Nothing?
How can the squad not take this up? How about Gaetz? How about they say, we're not going to, you can't be the speaker unless, I just know like 2 Congress people.
And like 2 terms.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sad about that.
I did have a kid. So I bought candy on the way home yesterday, and like I feel like that's a very tough thing to gauge. Like,
Yeah, is it going to be
way
there's going to
too
be no
much or
candy?
not enough? Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just like,
Yeah.
do I buy 2 bags, 5 bags? I have no idea.
That's where you need my Steve, my
Your
Packer
guy,
buddy.
yeah, your Packer guy.
He'd be like, well, last year there was 110 kids came through.
But we don't buy like the tiny tinies. I feel like now there's like a mid-sized candy bar. It's not the huge, but it's
Tinies suck.
Tinies
Why would
suck.
you do that? Yeah.
Although
you
that's
could,
pretty much the only thing I give my kid.
yeah,
Spread
you could
around.
enjoy more.
Yeah.
But a kid came up, took one off the porch, actually took 2 and goes, I guess this is okay.
Don't you think?
I'm like, where are your parents?
Doesn't a tear come
I'd
to
like
your
to talk
eyes
to
like
them.
that's little Jake?
No, I was always I have a lot of problems, but appreciation is not one of them. But it was annoying to me.
So my neighborhood is not real kid laden.
No.
So it's an older neighborhood, but it's great. 3 cul-de-sacs. I live on the corner of all 3, so it's weird. But so we took the boys for a walk last night, the dogs. And they're toy poodles, as you know. And I have a story for you.
Okay.
Because you're always laughing how you get recognized everywhere.
Oh.
So I'm walking down one of the cul-de-sacs.
In your great game jersey.
Right.
No identifiable
With his
things.
Chief Wahoo head dress on.
It's still barely light outside, but next week is going to be pitch black at that time. So we're walking, and me and my wife and my 2 dogs, 2 toy poodles. They're each about, let's go around 7 to 9 pounds. Okay, they're very small.
Haven't you said they're very puntable?
Yes, you could
Yeah.
actually, kind of get them, toss them to you, you spin it right, and then
Laces.
yeah, I think you want their back to the ground.
Yeah.
Because then you could get if you had the feet in the way, it's going to be hard to kick them. And you won't get any distance.
Right. No air yards.
So we're walking along, and a guy, there's like this fence over there. So a guy out his backyard is opening the fence, and I guess he's raking, or I can't remember what he was doing. Oh, he was pulling out pulling the garbage back in. It was garbage day yesterday. And he goes, Kip and Bodie. And then I was thinking in my head, okay, I don't know. Is he a podcast listener or possibly from the ticket? Because on the ticket, many times we mentioned Kip and Bodie. We did more than a year of shows here.
Yeah, the pandemic was big for the Kip and Bodie PR campaign.
And it's very common. Remember the guy who gave us the Roadcaster Pro? He's actually a dog trainer. And when he first stepped out of the car, he says, which one's Kip, which one's Bodie? So that's a very common thing people want to know. And in fact, I think Adam Romo asked me that the other day, and he goes, Blake says he still doesn't know. Like, Blake's been here 1,000 times now, and he doesn't know which one's which. Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, you know Kip and Bodie?
Yeah.
Who's on the pillow?
Bodie.
That's right. He's the smaller one. He's the one that attacked you when you had a piece of pizza.
But I also just do like the BB thing.
He's black?
Yeah.
The other one's brown.
Yeah, no, but it's just for whatever reason for me, it just works out that way.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, they're different colors?
All right, so yeah.
He makes it seem like they're more distinctly different colors than they are. They're pretty close in color.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm walking down, this guy taking in his garbage, it's Kip and Bodie. I'm like, yeah. Thinking of getting out my Sharpie. Shall I give him an autograph right there? He goes, I go,
Ticket, podcast.
yeah, I kind of like trying to lead him into it. He goes, I work at PetSmart. I'm a dog groomer.
Oh, no.
Like, he recognized them from dog grooming. He has no idea who I am.
thought he
lives
finally
3
got
doors
one.
down from me.
Yeah.
Man.
Where you do the show.
I'm the second most famous person in this neighborhood. Shin Soo Chu lives down the street and
Should
down
you be
another
saying that?
Really?
cul-de-sac. Why?
I don't know.
He was a on-base machine.
Yeah. Or at least he did.
Or what about the Elvis lady?
Do you think she's more famous than me?
She's got the gate. Which is kind of cool.
Okay, well,
She does have a gate with musical notes on it.
yeah, that doesn't make her more famous. The point is, my dogs got recognized in public.
Yep.
Out of nowhere, he just because my dogs are superstars. When they are at the vet, when they're at the groomer, they're very, very cute. It's true. Little toy poodles are pretty awesome, and they're very friendly. So they all love it when they come in. This is Michael, who lives down the street from me. Fun fact about Michael.
Okay.
So he's probably in his 20s. Don't know how old his mom is. I'm going to
20s.
say, yeah. He's early 20s. He lives at home.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, geez.
I think he's
Came up quite a bit, Michael.
possibly going to be moving out of home at some point, but how things are.
Sure.
His mom, I think she's in her 60s or so, maybe 70. The point is, his mom, because I live in this neighborhood that is it skews older because these houses are very old. Mine is, I think, built in the 80s, but these other houses have been here for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And, people are buying some of them and tearing them down and building, whatever, their giant mansions. His mom was born in the house, like 2-3 doors down, in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Not like she lived here and then was brought back as a baby. She was born in that house
Brought back as a baby.
and still lives in that house. Isn't that weird?
I think that's really cool.
Do you?
I do. I don't know if anybody was born in my house, but the people that we bought our house from, it had been in their family for like 70 years.
Damn.
Like just nobody else ever owned it.
Wonder if it was sad for them to part ways.
I think a couple people probably died. and like one of
Left
them,
it to
yeah,
whoever, and they
yeah.
didn't care.
Would you let any of them walk through your house now?
I've thought about doing that at homes I grew up in.
Yeah, I would.
I think I would.
I think about that anytime I drive past an old house.
I
we
think
used to
I
live
would,
in.
although they would be very disappointed with what it looks like now. I mean, we gutted it, you know.
I've always
Room
wanted to do that
entertain.
because I'll drive by my house I grew up in Cleveland.
Yeah.
But I've never knocked on the door. I think that'd be a good bit. And just to see what they would do. I got to video it if I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. That's interesting.
Well, why not?
It's just really weird to walk up to a stranger's door these
Yeah.
days, especially if you live in a certain state.
That's true.
Yeah, you might run into an issue,
The castle doctrine
He knows
which
it.
people know about.
would let many people know.
Yep.
Many people have always known. So Kip and Bodie get recognized in public. That's the point.
More than you, but probably less than me, even with a hook on my hand.
Did you get a little
Come on.
love last night?
Come on.
As usual.
Yeah.
Today's program, I have a ton of stuff. And since Blake is here, maybe we'll say this will be a little bit of a longer episode than tomorrow's program. So I'm going to save the last 15 minutes or so and listen
Carry it
to it
over.
tomorrow.
Bubble
Yeah.
boys.
But we do have we actually have quite a bit of sports, and I didn't think we would. But we have the NFL trade deadline. We have the Rangers. We can do trade deadline stuff real quick. And in fact, there was a funny exchange that we all were texting each other yesterday about the trade deadline. So Shan Sharif, is that how you say his name?
I think Sean.
Sean Sharif?
Yeah.
What does he do on The Fan?
Mornings.
Okay.
RJ and Sean.
I've met RJ. That's Choppy, right?
Yeah.
He was there the night Jared Sandler
Got arrested.
spent an evening in the
Oh,
Pokey
interesting.
in San Antonio.
Night in the Pokey.
I just thought this was very funny just because, so what was it? David Moore tweeted out yesterday, don't be fooled by Dallas's inactivity at the deadline. The Cowboys made their moves months ago. And so he wrote an article about that. And what is that? Just about Stephon Gilmore,
Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks, yeah. And I don't think that's a bad point, really.
moves
actually.
that they made. Well, Sean Sharif quote tweeted it with, let the spin job begin.
Mm.
In Sean's defense, that does sound like a quote coming straight from a Cowboys executive.
Yeah. Well, that would be like saying, well, I'm sure Philly made no moves in the offseason. And then they also made one at the trade. Yeah, you know?
It's true, but also if you're Dallas, they have, for the last several years, eschewed the idea of moving picks for players. And they finally did it. And they did it for two players that play quite a bit for them. So I kind of see Dave's point a little bit.
Oh, yeah. But I think Sean Sharif is probably also knowing whether he truly believes this or not. That's going to fire
It's
up
going to pop up a little bit. Yeah,
my followers.
for
and
sure.
It's the Cowboys, so we're gonna get some interaction. That's what people want.
He's
That's
gonna
what
get
the
that
bosses want.
Engagement check.
Big engagement check in the mail.
Sure.
Brad Sham
Oh,
flew in to save the day for the Cowboys. He says, that's not spin. It's David's opinion. You may disagree, but he doesn't work for the team. Calling it spin calls David Moore's integrity into question.
Oh, my God.
That's neither right nor fair. I'm going to have to agree right there. I mean, David Moore's integrity, that's one of the bedrocks of Dallas-Fort Worth media.
Impeccable.
So we're all playing our roles. Shan Sharif is trying to rile up the
Stop
people.
saying Shan.
Sean Sharif. It's spelled Shan.
I know. But
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Sean, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Guy from the Fan doing his job. He's firing up his people. They're talking Cowboys. That's engagement. He's going to get a big check. David Moore was just doing his thing, just writing a story that's probably a good story. Brad Sham, he's doing his part. So I think, okay, that's it. That's the way this ends. Sean Sharif then quote tweeted Brad Sham and said, if you're going to start popping off, then we can discuss some real truths that we all know behind the scenes. Would you like to do that publicly? Because I'm down. Just say the word.
Oof.
Now I'm interested. I wasn't interested before. I would not have read all that stuff if this one wasn't there. I don't care about all that other stuff.
That went from
This is awesome.
0 to 1,000 very quickly.
Now, is he talking about
Don't say it.
a Brad Sham real truth?
I don't
Is
know.
he talking about we know the Cowboys, Jerry has an illicit lover on the payroll, or what is this?
I don't know, but what is at least somewhat interesting about it is that I feel like I hear them talk to each other on the radio like every week.
I think that's very big part of this.
Just because like I'll be in the car like driving home, like even when I would do the Cowboy postgame show, they would go like maybe 45 minutes to an hour longer than us, or I would be driving in and like, the ticket was on break. They have Sham on, and I'm pretty sure Sean hosts that show quite often.
Are you admitting to listening to the Fan?
Well, they had the game.
I know. I'm just messing around.
So yeah,
We're used to not be allowed to admit that.
walk the dog.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, the fact that they're the flagship of the Cowboys is a
So I guess
major part of
somewhat
this.
respect.
I suppose, like, let's say Donovan was attacking Razor publicly. Like, imagine that.
That's the
Yeah.
most insanely concocted scenario.
But it's the same legendary
It
broadcaster.
is. It's just
Home
I'm
broadcast
just
place.
trying to think of a way where that would come up.
But okay,
Donovan and Daryl Razor Ray.
Yeah, you want me to open the books on you, Razor?
Because I will if we want to go there.
so Sham's tweet was David is an objective reporter. You should listen to what he said. He's not a team employee, but Sham is a team employee. So
That's what's weird about it.
does that mean
We shouldn't listen to him.
Sham shouldn't have an opinion? That's weird. I don't know why he came out of the weeds.
But if you want to go there, we can.
What was the other play-by-play guy in town's fight?
Who do you? It's Coop, of course.
Coop had a big fight last night.
Sports Delkus?
It wasn't Lyman Bostock,
So
but I think he was tweeting like because everybody's mad about John Smoltz.
yes.
And I think there's some merit to it. Like he does actually seem to have some weird vindictive thing against the Rangers, but do you have it pulled up?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
So no.
Not yet. Why
Look
don't you
at the
just sit over there and talk while I try and find
Oh
it?
my. Okay.
I think Coop,
The John Smoltz stuff is funny to
Coop-
me.
I mean, I've noticed it, to be honest.
But
And
it's
I'm not
funny
like some
how-
like Rangers
How
homer.
mad Mavs or Ranger
Rangers
fans are.
people do get very upset about it, but Coop was like, "I'll give you this, Twitter." Is that how he started it?
This was actually started because of Andrew Heaney. Coop starts. Heaney pitches a game few could expect. Simeon gets healthy at the plate. Jankowski does his best at Adolis. You see things like this, and it makes you think anything is possible.
Mhm.
Jared Sandler weighs in, who see more Rangers baseball than anyone. Says, I get what Chuck is saying, but for what it's worth, Andrew Heaney had 11 outings this year, 4+ innings pitched, and 1 or 0 runs. Tied with John Gray for most in a Rangers uniform this year. In mid-length outings, Andrew Heaney has been pretty good this year. Basically defending Heaney. Like,
yeah, saying this
hey,
is not
we've
a
seen good
surprise.
Heaney.
Yeah.
yeah. Chuck,
Never one to simply.
Will he
Late.
just say, wait, let me guess. He said,
You
hey,
know what?
good
You're
point.
right.
I should have
That's a
looked
good
into
point.
the stats a little bit
Yeah,
more.
you have a really good point there.
Heaney has also had 11 games in which he has allowed 3+ runs pitching, 4.2 innings are left. That's quite a strict stipulation. Basically, the point holds. You have no clue what you're getting when he goes out there. Fortunately, the Rangers got very good Heaney tonight.
See, he always does that too. Like at the end of your point sucks, he's like, but there's a kernel of truth to what you're saying about this one specific thing. He does it every time.
Jared, Chuck wasn't arguing with you, was just underscoring that he has been very efficient in this role, contrary to what some believe. It wasn't an argument, never said he was Randy Johnson.
Ooh, well, now Cooper's not going to back off now.
No, Jared is now.
If you toss in
thrown-
the I never said he was Randy Johnson,
Jared is now thrown high heat.
if he didn't add that comment, it might have been over.
However, Jared does end it with a heart emoji and a handshake emoji. As
Okay, hey, we're just
so I'll be we're Rangers fans.
fellow fans, fellow play-by-play men.
Also, 90 to 95% chance Jared did this just so we'd read it. And he would get to hear us read
Do you think Jared has the last word?
it. Unlikely.
Wait, who's he against again?
Chuck Cooperstein.
Oh,
Okay,
then no.
no.
Chuck, not looking for the argument, was just responding to a smarmy guy who thinks I haven't paid attention.
Wow, okay, now we are calling Jared Sandler one of the sweetest humans in the world.
Legitimately.
Smarmy.
Jared, smarmy guy, me? I know you've paid attention, was just providing a stat. And then Chuck
Extremely innocuous reply, Nothing mean about that at all.
Chuck says, not you. There was a guy who accused me of being that guy who says he watches the Rangers when he doesn't watch the Rangers.
So I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at a joke I heard earlier.
And then my favorite
That's
part,
exactly what
the
that
random
is.
person,
Yes, always. The interloper.
have a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry.
Yeah. Okay. Might as well do a no, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express joke.
I also saw Coop mad the other night just when they were. In fact, he put the mad face emoji. Did you guys see the one when the Diamondbacks announced that they were going to have a bullpen game for Game 4?
Yeah, the
He will
old
not
baseball
stand for
fan was
that.
so mad at
No.
that.
Don't like that at all.
And how about the Rangers? One win away from. It's really strange that it does seem like it snuck up on us. Like I can't believe that. If it just doesn't feel like this is real, does it?
No, I haven't quite processed what's going on yet.
Yeah, I don't know. We've talked about this a lot, and I still don't really know how to wrap my head around it. I mean, they spent $1 billion, so it shouldn't be that shocking. But just the fact that they lost DeGrom, they trade for Scherzer, he misses a significant amount of time. The fact that they bring up a guy in September who's been arguably their best player, if not, at least top 3.
Doesn't that feel like 2011 Mavs-ish a little bit? Just the whole
Random.
this guy played a significant role. Like it's a small role, but then significant when you look back at it. Well, without Peja Stojakovic's contribution,
Sure.
well, he wasn't even really a part of that team. But all of a sudden he was, and then you needed it.
I think it all points to Bochy because it seems like anything they do works, whether it's Carter succeeding when he comes up or last night. There's been really good and really bad Heaney, and you got really good in a big moment. You got really good John Gray the night before. And even though you don't have your starters, I mean, think of all the starting pitchers they have on the roster between Dunning and Perez and Gray and Heaney and Evaldi, Scherzer. I mean, they have so many starters, but what do they have? 2 legit starters right now? It's just all these guys are playing different roles, and it's all just working out. And I think it starts from the top.
I think, if you want to start from the top, I think it points to CY,
Yeah.
who hired Bruce Bochy.
You probably got to give credit to the old man owner.
Yeah.
just because
Strangely enough, you
they
probably
opened up
do.
the pocketbook. Like if you said to John Daniels, "Hey, spend whatever you want, go."
Yeah, he kind of got a raw deal.
Yeah.
By the way, the Coop tweet that I was thinking of is last night he tweeted, "Okay, Twitter, I'll give you John Smoltz gushing over the crowd here has been a bit much." And someone replied, "His commentary all postseason has been egregious, specifically towards the Rangers." And Coop just replied, "No."
Oh.
So that's asked and answered
Yeah.
on the part of Coop.
That's an ender for sure.
I just love the idea that Coop is like, "Okay, Twitter, I'll give you one."
I don't know how much credit to give Bochy for it, but he does seem. I mean, and I always think baseball needs a nice, even demeanor. I do enjoy leaders with a steady hand on the helm. If bullets are flying, they don't seem like they're different than when things are going real great.
Yeah, you got to
And-
play 5 times a week.
I mean, I love Ron Washington windmilling a guy around third and just jumping up and down. But Bochy looks the same if there's a dramatic home run.
Have you seen those tweets?
No.
People have been, they show Boch at the conclusion of, or like a big moment of each game, and his face is just exactly the same.
I did see.
It's funny.
Did you watch a John Boy recap of Game 1 or something? Like John Boy's, it was the Adolis home run, and it's like there's Bochy going nuts. And he's just staring straight ahead.
Yeah.
But you lose Adolis, you lose Scherzer yesterday. I mean, you would think that'd be certainly a down moment, an opportunity for you to kind of feel sorry for yourself. And I suppose when you have robots like Seager and Semien, Seager for sure, Semien finally has emerged, and you know it's baseball. It's a matter of time. You hope it's going to be during this series, kind of like it's baseball. It's a matter of time before this bullpen turns into the crap that it was all season long. But you hope that it doesn't emerge during this series.
It almost happened last night.
Yeah, but if you can build yourself a 10-run cushion, then I think that's going to be the blueprint moving forward.
It's a
I
good
would say.
blueprint. I don't know that you want to have to use Leclerc in a game where you were up 10-0,
Oh, you certainly don't.
but
You'd
Yeah.
love to have him fresh. But now they're 10-0 on the road in the playoffs.
it's insane.
Yeah.
Has that ever
Setting
been done?
records? No.
No.
I mean, part of
Seager-
it is just the simple fact that we haven't had this many games.
I saw Bob tweet
Yeah,
a question
outstanding.
that could Seager become the first ever to win MVP with two different teams? Reggie Jackson was the World Series MVP in 1973 with the A's.
And then again with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
He never won MVP.
Oh,
The Yankees
oh,
when he
that
would
must be a
come
different
in-
guy. I'm
come up
thinking
during
of.
the World Series and hit home runs on 3 consecutive pitches.
Have you seen? I probably shouldn't say this without having him in front of me, but have you
Nobody
seen
liked that Reggie Jackson joke at all. It wasn't even really a joke.
No.
Let's
Some
let,
spare guard.
Let's let the comments on the Patreon be the judge. Or maybe
Spare
on YouTube.
guard.
Can you comment on YouTube?
Reggie
Yeah.
Jackson was
What's up,
good.
YouTube?
Yeah. Have you seen Corey Seager's number compared to Reggie Jackson, aka Mr. October?
Ooh, apparently we're going to denigrate the career of the great Reggie Jackson. Go ahead.
No, I don't think we're going to denigrate. It's just, it's very. I mean, home runs in October, I think they're tied.
Yeah, but again,
Reggie Jackson probably played half his, playoff
Why are you
games in,
defending Reggie
September,
Jackson?
it's not that. I'm just saying that I do like to
Expanded
control
playoffs,
for era.
right? Yeah.
Blake. By the way, Reggie Jackson scored 19 points a game.
Oh no, are we now in a Reggie Jackson fight? What do we got here?
Go ahead and read the games played.
Okay,
he's
there you
got a-
go.
he's got a hand
77
up on
games
us.
each. Corey Seager, 19 home runs, 48 RBI. Reggie Jackson, 18 home runs, 48 RBI. Yes, Corey Seager, way better.
I'm not, I'm not saying way better. I'm just saying it's Reggie Jackson was donned a nickname, Mr. October, and our freaking cyborg shortstop is putting up the same numbers. It's just crazy. It's awesome.
He is a cyborg, man.
Did you see the Star Telegram's tweet?
Yeah, who's doing that?
I don't know.
Why?
Tell me.
Why would you do that?
I'd have to pull the specifics up, but it was just like, get ready. The Rangers have won the World Series.
Excellent.
Pulled
How come I didn't do
a
that?
full
I'm doing
Laura
that
Miller.
tonight.
Do it right now.
I'm doing that tonight. Pitch 1, perfect game.
Plan the parade. Start making plans. The Texas Rangers are going to win their first World Series.
That's great.
I hate that.
Will they have a parade, and where will it be?
Write down division.
Right down Nolan Ryan Way.
Yeah,
It has to be in Arlington.
it will be.
Should we broadcast
Like-
from there?
Yeah.
Why not?
Live to tape?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how boring Corey Seager is at a World Series parade.
Man, what if he lets loose?
Has
I
he
mean, I
already
guess we
been in
could look-
one?
Yeah, I was going to say we could look at the previous video, but I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would let loose. He seems like the kind of guy that would start training tomorrow.
Yeah.
10-year deal.
That's
It's worth
awesome.
it, though, if you
There's probably like 6 opt-outs in there
win a World Series. Well, why would
For
you do
him?
that?
for him. Yeah, don't you think? I mean, this information is probably relatively obtainable.
I got a missive. Did you guys see the Denton chief of police tweet?
No.
Somehow the Denton chief of police is challenging some other Arizona Phoenix suburb chief of police for a bet. If my Rangers win, you send me something uniquely Arizona. In the unlikely event your Diamondbacks win, I'll send you something uniquely Texas.
No opt-outs.
So I don't know
Oh,
what
he's stuck here? Good.
those things would be.
I think from Arizona side it would be something turquoise.
Okay.
Wouldn't you have to imagine?
Why?
Don't you feel like
Arizona feels just brown.
No,
Like you ever
'cause
drive through Arizona?
I have.
They don't have
yeah.
any grass.
But don't you feel like their jerseys look like my dad's house?
Okay. Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
It's a cow skull and
Mhm.
Yeah.
purple, mauve,
Open up the
turquoise.
in the November Dropbox. I put a folder in there. Take a if you can open Quick Look and look at what somebody else sent me. Was a World Series commercial real estate showdown between Texas and Arizona, and somebody at their commercial real estate business. Apparently, it's very what do you call it? Sports mayor adjacent content. That was sent to me from Mike Darling, which I thought was somewhat humorous.
I don't know what image I'm looking for, Blake.
You don't see the folder?
I see the folder, but it has a boatload of images in it.
Yeah, you just kind of scroll through there. It's they're just showing you Dallas versus Fort Worth and trying to size up who's better. The World Series of commercial real estate.
Okay.
what we're doing
I got it.
We're
yeah.
not.
Dallas, Fort Worth, and Phoenix markets step up to the plate.
That's right.
Yeah,
Jeez.
So yeah.
it's really good stuff.
Should I do viewer mail?
Sure.
Or do we got more of this? Let's see. Oh, wait, that's today in history. Let's do viewer mail.
Hey, everybody, it's time to answer some of today's viewer mail.
So I do have Hey Dan D1DF here, 20-year Hotmail user.
See?
The wonderful, modern, and hip features really make my life complete. Since Jake will love it, shout out to my friend Kevin's dog Pepper, turning 7 today. But the real reason we're doing this, viewer mail from Chris, is he says, drop request, anything new from Beth? Beth has really been at it. So Beth is a listener who will send us 20 to 30 a week,
It's a lot.
I would say. New drops. She apparently, without us being now aware of it, she would just do this for herself. I still kind of don't get it.
She says it's very common.
We have some from us, us meaning Dan and Jake. We're Bono. The chicks love us.
You guys see this Dwight Howard news? You did a whole interstitial just for that?
Let's see.
Let's get to the main stage, though.
The main stage is certainly Blake. Now, there's too many Blakes to play all the Blake,
Mm-hmm.
but we do have some feature Blakes. We have this.
Cleburne.
That's not even one of the feature ones.
Hey guys,
Pretty funny, though.
That's a tough one because it's got a little music behind it,
Argyle.
as does that.
Hashtag Spirit Day.
That's a good one.
Why did I say it like that?
Because that's how you talk. That's why.
But I can't remember exactly what you were reading. But these are the money shots, so to speak.
Now I want you to know I'm not like gay or anything. Sup, sexy.
I do like that. No, these are the Dwight Howard texts.
There was absolutely consent, Your Honor. You like freaky S? You want a threesome?
And we do have an NSFW one.
We're trying.
no,
I've been trying to carry the load.
as it were.
Let me see that dick. Let me see that dick. Let me see that dick.
Stop.
Argyle.
I like that one better.
Now you're the I don't want to hear bad words guy. What
It's
world
not.
am I in
It's
here?
not that they're bad words. It's him saying, "Let
Oh.
me see that dick" is uncomfortable.
It
to me.
turns you on, doesn't it?
a little too much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you
that's
hear
why I have to
him-
keep going downstairs
You're-
mid show.
Clean the pipes out a little bit.
Yeah, get the evil out.
Check out this from Taryn, the great Taryn Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
She says, Uncle Hotmail, go to our, I put this in a link for you in the general part of Slack.
Okay.
She says, count the names that Cousin Gmail will shake his head at. And now
Are
these
you
are,
cousin Gmail?
I guess so. Yeah,
That's funny.
and I was super confused when I saw this in Slack. By the way,
okay, so take a click on that and
Okay,
let's take
well,
a
we're
look.
thinking
These
about
are,
rational functions, and now it's time to face
what did I hit?
rational equations.
Oh, that's
Okay.
you.
Sorry, friends.
Sweet. Let's take a look at the names. These are homeschooled all-stars. So it does make me wonder, does Taryn homeschool? But I digress. Let's take a look at their names. What do you like?
we have Ian. Anybody want to take a crack at that spelling?
EYN.
E-A-N.
EAN.
We have Eric. Blake, you're up.
I don't. ERIK.
E-R-Y-K.
Wonderful.
Spelling probably not going to be too tough here, but Poppy. Although I actually kind of like that name. Feels kind of old, right?
Is that a Red Sox fan?
That's not good.
That's not a joke.
No, I don't.
You think if you were a fan of the Red Sox, you wouldn't name your kid Poppy?
No,
All right.
Boy or girl?
girl.
Okay.
We have Given.
Huh?
Given.
G-I-V-E-N.
So maybe 50 years from now, when that's a common name, it'll be GYVHN.
Y-N. Yeah.
given.
This one feels possibly religious. I'm not sure, but it's Zephaniah. There may be like an Old Testament type thing going
Yeah,
on there.
Jebediah. That
Yeah.
sounds. Yeah.
Pierce. It's relatively straightforward. Bo.
BEA.
This one's just B-O.
Okay.
We have Story.
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 Mm-hmm. We have Persephone.
What?
You heard me.
Spell it.
Persephone.
Persephone.
Ooh.
It's probably Persephone, right?
Yeah.
I'm a dumbass.
Instead of Persephone.
And then finally, Karis, which is Karis. Yeah, it was just a huge moment when we brought home little baby Persephone.
This is just all Easter baskets.
Although Persephone just doesn't seem like a normal name to me either, but I don't know.
It sounds better.
It does sound
Plashly
better.
emails that DF Ashley does not need to be calling herself Plashly.
Oh my
I
God,
am
we have
the-
a battle?
Yes, I am the Ashley who sent in my Hudson's birthday in 2021 to your former employer, and you read Plashly. It wasn't pointed out till the next day when a caller mentioned it. Blah 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 blah. Julie and everyone got a good laugh. You thought my P1 Ashley name was Plashly. So yes, she hates the other Ashley, and I'm here for it. I want to see this. I want it to play out. I want to invite them both over to watch a Cowboy game.
How would you like
Yeah.
it to play out?
I don't know, but I want to be sitting there like undercover brother with a bowl of popcorn as you and I watch their slow motion fight.
Persephone. That's my Plashly moment for sure.
Uncle Hotmail, I'm ready to suggest that you add chapter markers to the Dumb Zone so listeners could quickly navigate to specific seggies of an episode. Get Blake to do it.
Like
Baby
when there's
arrow
a
from
thing,
Eric.
like when there's
Okay.
a thing on the bottom that says like reverse cowgirl. I mean, or whatever.
I don't know if we can do that.
Is that a thing on regular podcasts that aren't Patreon?
So when I will upload this video to YouTube and I put the timestamps on there, YouTube will automatically add the chapters.
YouTube does.
Yes.
Oh,
But when we go to Patreon,
Or probably any other podcast
you don't.
platform. Yeah.
It-
That doesn't
can't.
exist?
No.
and
Okay.
because
Oh, you have the list.
right,
You could look down the.
and I'm assuming that a lot of people are taking the link and listening to it in the podcast app. And if we were an Apple Podcast, I could add chapters.
Boring.
But because we're a Patreon app, we cannot. So sorry, friend.
Uncle Hotmail, I hope this electronic message is able to reach you in your inbox despite the fact it originates from the inferior Gmail platform. Has TC informed you that the Fighting Irish were led out onto the field by a female leprechaun mascot for the first time in their storied history?
Herstory.
Probably too late for your daughters, but potentially great news for Nora
Yeah.
from D1DF Matt.
One day you too, hon.
You have to tell her about that
I will.
this evening. Maybe next year. That'll be her costume.
Leprechaun.
Yeah. Uncle Hotmail, fellow Hotmailer here, then the bump fist emoji. I told my buddy about the Dwight Howard story yesterday. He said, "Have you ever heard the Tim Duncan story?"
I have not.
Jake needs to investigate. He supposedly has houses he pays for where he keeps gay lovers, and his kids turned out not to be his, but some trainer that worked for the team. Okay, we're going to have
Boy.
to have Kempspin get on this at
Yeah.
some point. Maybe for Tim Duncan's birthday. That'd be a nice gift for Tim Duncan. I believe I did a quick search, and there was some allegations by his wife during a divorce proceeding.
Yeah, you can't trust that.
That's what he's hoping.
You don't want to hear that.
And we have this. If you guys ever want me to come into town and cook for your YouTube view party, a crawfish etouffee, red beans and rice. Just say so. I'll make it happen. From Doug
Shashery.
Whoa.
He said he would come to town and cook for us.
I believe it too. I absolutely believe it.
You think it's too late to get him to get here by Sunday?
Probably too late for Sunday, but
Do you think he has a PJ?
a
Shashery's big enough that he has a PJ. He could just fly right here and
It's
kind of
a
land.
very big brand, but I would imagine
Land-
the Douglas I know
Mm-hmm.
too humble for
too humble for
Okay.
the PJ.
I don't want to take a break yet. Do you? If you do, because you got to, Jake or Blake got you excited, we will. But I feel like
Yeah, we don't need to.
I'm ready to do the news. If you
Okay.
want.
Yep.
Okay.
Here's Jake with the Dub Zone News.
Oh damn! I have this other stuff too. We have Chris Broussard audio to get to, Jake.
Yeah.
We do. There is a news item in the Dallas Morning News today, or at dallasnews.com, that I feel like is sarcastically led. Congratulations, Texas. Forget your poor rankings compared to other states for education, health services, and environmental quality. You are now number one. You guys want to guess what we are number one in?
Infidelity.
For education, is this education related?
No, that's what he said. He said,
Oh.
forget your poor rankings compared to other states for
Oh, okay.
education, health and services, environmental equality. You are now number one.
Probably some kind of gun death or something.
It's not as dark as that.
No.
It is Bitcoin mining.
Dan.
Is this what's hurting the grid?
Yes.
No, it's probably not helping.
So there's more Bitcoin miners in Texas.
Than anywhere else in the country. Which, again, much like Blake refusing to adjust for era in the baseball playoffs and then actually
What do you
having
mean
facts to...
Just for era. They played the same amount of games.
It might just be that we have the most land and people. So I don't know if this is that big of a deal or not, but I do know that we have energy... We have problems with our grid, as you said, and we're spending a ton of energy to mine Bitcoin.
Am I wrong to like? I would have thought it was California. Like I think libs are more into Bitcoin, or is that not the case?
Yeah, that's a weird one. Like some other issues that we've run into recently, I feel like there might be a both sides kind of see it type thing.
So I was thinking
Because
last
you're
night.
getting away from the control of the government, right?
Yeah, but libs and the right hate to see something eye to eye.
There are some things.
Go on.
Potential issues regarding workers that at times you're like, oh, we both...
Oh, are you saying non-competes?
Yeah. Or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever. So I was thinking about libs and the right
What?
last night. It was because I was at the gym the other day. Oh, by the way, so I'm at the gym and I'm trying to figure out the best time to go for me to ride the bike, just simply ride the bike. Because there's old people time, and old people will populate that bike area.
Mm-hmm.
And talk to you.
Well, that's where we get to. So
Talk on
I
their
went too
speakerphone.
early, and all the old people were there. Like if you go too late, then it's too many. Whatever. I'm looking for the sweet spot.
Bro-ish.
So I went a little too early, and now all the bikes are full except one, and it was the one next to me. And some guy walks up as I'm on the bike. I'm reading my Sinbad book.
Oh, yes.
I just wonder what
That's
people
fantastic.
think when they see me reading a Sinbad book. It's horrific, this book.
Aw.
It's so hard to read it. And the guy says, thanks for saving a seat for me. Like, I don't need small talk at the gym.
Nope.
Or ever.
But so I'm on the gym. There's big TV screens up there, and one is always on Fox News. One is on CNN. One is on sports or whatever. And I find out, so there's a Fox News talking head news show where they all yell at each other, but they have one lib on there.
Talking about the 5?
Is that what it's called? It's like an
Probably.
afternoon show.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're very familiar.
Too familiar.
And the lib lady looks exactly like Tina Fey. Like, she wears those glasses. She has dark hair.
She's considerably more attractive than Tina Fey.
But my point is that the lib prototype? That's what lib ladies look like. Like, you can't have the
Blonde.
hot blonde
Yeah.
Ivanka Trump looking lady be the lib.
Well, I've told you this before.
And in fact, on The View, don't they have like the hot blonde Ivanka Trump lady is the far right?
Yeah.
A couple years ago. I don't know.
Hasselbeck or Megan McCain,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
sure. But when I was at like the peak of my Fox News watching days, they had a show called Hannity and Combs. And they had Sean Hannity, obviously. This is 15 years ago. And he's like big, he's like tough looking, square jaw. And then they had Alan Combs, who looked like an alien.
Like Mike McDaniel-ish?
Mike
Nerdy?
McDaniel, considerably more attractive.
Okay.
Like, he was the dorkiest looking guy of all time.
This guy on Fox.
Yeah, and he was the liberal.
Okay. So that's
100% what they were trying to do, is just like, you got two options here.
who do you want to be
Yeah.
associated with?
And we're just going to have Hannity just body bag this 142-pound, 55-year-old man, who I believe is dead, by the way. Moment of silence for him, just like Kirk Cousins.
The lib is dead?
I think so.
You know why?
Because he was a liberal.
Because he got vaxxed, got the jab.
Probably. Yeah, that was probably it. We have a little bit of an update on the Jerry paternity case. A federal judge dismissed a defamation lawsuit against Jerry Jones filed by the woman who claims she is his daughter. The paternity case, however, is still pending. And he has been ordered to take a paternity test. I don't know if that's ever actually going to happen, because I think if you have enough money,
You delay these things?
yeah, you can just tie something up forever. But what a strange story that just kind of came and we were all like, oh, well, it's weird that hasn't happened more. We'll just move on.
And it still
There's
looms.
apparently another, and it's 100% his kid.
And it only,
There's no doubt it's not. Why would he be paying this woman
Yeah.
all this money
yeah,
for X amount of years and putting money in a trust?
birthday Range Rover.
Mhm.
The 16th birthday Range Rover. That's a great callback.
She's on like a reality show, didn't she? You watched it.
The whole season in 2 days. It's my commitment to content.
And it only came to light because Charlotte got divorced.
Yes. Correct.
And she didn't hook up with you after. Is that one of the worst moments of your life?
It's up there.
Would you leave your family right now for Charlotte Jones?
What do you think?
What? Of course.
My family would be better off in every way.
Dude, Jake is in the suite every game,
I'll clean the glasses.
hanging
Yeah.
out with Micah.
I can
That'd be so great.
easily funnel them more money than I've ever made in my life. They're
then
happy
you-
just because I'm not
You'd
there.
ignore us. We'd never talk to you again.
No, certainly not.
And then we just, all we do is just seethe and rip you every time we saw you.
Yeah.
We do cowboy watching parties.
There's Jake. There he is up there again. Caressing Charlotte.
He's hugging a yodeling kid or whatever. You'd be cleaning his glasses.
That's probably true. That's actually probably true. So I don't know I don't know how this like gets resolved, but it feels like once you make it public, like she's eventually gonna get like a piece, right? Like of the family empire? Or is there an agreement that
Yeah, is the agreement they signed, is that legally? Well, I guess her argument was she didn't sign it. She was
right,
a baby.
She was a baby, yeah.
But yeah, that's a question. So your parents definitely own you when you're a kid. They can make you do whatever. But can they sign a contract that would last in perpetuity? Can they sign a lifetime contract with somebody regarding you? Like, let's say your name, image, and likeness. They knew this little, what was he? Little showman
Yeah.
was going to be something big someday. So right then they signed you to whatever, a lifetime deal. Could you get out of that now? Feels like you could.
I think you could. I remember, did you ever take business law?
No.
That never came up for you? I don't even have to ask you.
Mm-mm.
I remember being told pretty early on in that class the idea of like not rational actor, but basically like if you went to what was the CD mail thing, you pay like a penny and you could get like 10,000 CDs.
Yeah.
But then they would start billing you after that.
Yeah.
That you could get out of that if you were a kid. Like that your parents could.
I absolutely did that because my cousin, who is also 12 years old, told me this.
It doesn't
law.
matter. It's something house, right? Not Random House. That's books.
Westinghouse?
But yeah, she was like, if a person is not like fully mentally capable, this is the professor, they can't enter into a contract.
Right.
So like anything that you did as a kid,
dude, I absolutely
you've
got
heard
a
this
ton
too?
of CDs because of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds like
True.
But again, now, does she have the money now to fight this for as long as it'll take to fight for her peace?
Columbia House.
Columbia House.
Yeah.
You ever do that, Blake?
No.
You not in that era?
No.
It would be 12 CDs for a penny or something like that.
Literally.
And then once, you just pick them up, and then they would start sending you one every month for probably each one would cost $5 more than a regular CD cost.
Yeah. It was a scam.
I think we scammed them back, though. I think
See, this is what I mean, though, when I say
teenage generations.
that you and I are closer than he and I.
Yes, somehow
generationally,
it's probably because the exponentially quicker moving of technology and society.
It's just the internet
happened right
when
you were still we were both there in the internet, but then it kind of took off more, and then he got in. Like
I don't know how that makes sense, but it does to me. Like there's so many things that we bring up that he and I are like, oh yeah, I remember that, and you're like, what?
Like in the early 2000s, things started moving way faster.
The quickening.
Whereas they were just kind of crawling along until then.
You would just send him a penny, a check. You would send him a check for 1 cent.
Well, I remember
Except
buying.
then they could just rack your routing number.
I remember buying Pepsi to get a free download in the iTunes store for my iPod.
See, I don't like that story at all.
I'd drink a Pepsi on the way home from basketball practice, and I would see, what song do I want to buy? Oh, let me buy
one
Mims.
Pepsi gets you one song? That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. And the songs were 99 cents. And then they gave you a code, and then you got a free song.
At least he bought music.
This guy's always looking for a deal.
All right, there's your news.
Pepsi in a song for $1.
The Dumb Zone News.
At least he bought music.
Like
Instead of what?
Subscribe.
Nobody's buying music now.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like Dan's kids have never bought music.
No.
The times have changed. I mean, I've been looking at the times. Times have changed up so much now. Y'all got nuts now we didn't have in the 70s. Y'all got stupid people. Like this thing in Waco, Texas, David Koresh, the man said he's Jesus. How somebody gonna say he's Jesus and you follow him? Now I can see if all the people that followed him was crazy. He Jesus. Girl, he Jesus, come on. How you convince somebody you Jesus? But you just in the mall. You know I'm Jesus. Jesus just walked by me. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Ain't no black folks in there. There are no black people in there. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. There are no black people inside that building in Waco, Texas. Now we'll go to the meeting because there might be some chicken afterwards. We'll go to the meeting. Yo, the man think he's Jesus, but they're gonna feed you when it's over with.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Sup, sexy?
He reversed his hat.
It's a reversible hat. I thought I'd offer a little something different for the video.
Yeah.
Is it pretty exciting? By the way,
It's great.
I feel like Blake's never washed his hands in my bathroom because if you had, you would have remarked on that.
Pumpkin pecan waffle.
It's delicious.
It really is.
I mean, I kind of picture a big. I'm at Waffle House, one of those giant ones.
you kind of picture a pumpkin pecan waffle.
Yeah, you know.
I don't think I've used that one yet.
Yeah, it's
What was
great.
what was in there? Like white sand or something?
Yeah, we didn't like the sand one.
Okay.
That's going in the garage.
So yeah, I don't have an opinion yet on the pumpkin patch thing.
All right, let's do audio. I've got some audio, you've got some audio, and Blake's got some audio. Oh, actually, yeah, go ahead. You start.
Yeah, so I don't.
Can we go first? I feel like yours is an ender.
You're probably right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I have two things. One is from the James Harden trade, and I actually pulled a video because we're doing video, and I just wanted to see what it looked like. Did you see James Harden's introduction to the Clippers?
In the locker room?
Yes.
I did.
Have you, Dan?
No.
All right, let's see if this fires up. This is James Harden, like, meeting his team for the first time. And, of course, he knows Russell Westbrook. But here he is walking into the locker room. Okay. We're a little overloaded here.
I believe in you.
I don't.
And Jason.
Is it just a shot? Let me try one more time. Okay, here he is. Like, all the staffers are just standing there. And the players get up.
Looking at their phone.
Yeah, it's just Russell Westbrook. Hey.
I know him.
I don't know why this is.
I could have given you. I got the fast internet today.
Sorry.
Turn off the
Anyway,
Wi-Fi.
very underwhelming.
I thought it was funny that Terrence Mann, I mean, that's probably the lead of the video, didn't even really look up from his phone.
No.
It's just like, oh, okay, this guy's here. This will be.
How long is he going to be here? Month and a half?
Right.
Okay, I guess. Let me just try it. The sounds of the sideline was pretty funny, given that Neville Gallimore played for Oklahoma, and Torrance Armstrong played for Kansas. And over the weekend, Kansas beat Oklahoma.
Okay.
And as the Cowboys were slaughtering the Rams, the conversation on the bench was not about the game. It was just making fun of Neville Gallimore because OU lost.
Hey, OU lost yesterday, though. Let's like lock into this, though. It's a Kansas. I know. Let's lock into this, though. Let's go, Jayhawks! Love. Yo, I just want to focus on, like, the task at hand.
Game day. Back at it. Money on time. If you don't know what money on time is, I ain't gonna tell you. Might know now.
Hey, let's just do this. Let's you know.
Hey, now since they beat OU, they're basketball and football.
At the end of the day, we the Cowboys. It's us right now. You know?
I'm on.
Let's go! Let's go! I'm trying to lock in. Bro.
Back.
Hey, like, they ever roll out the red carpet like Ned Gallimore's back. You said what, Coach? What you need? All right. Go ahead.
That was not an atmosphere of an NFL game where they're just making fun of a guy.
And it's very funny that Gallimore keeps being like, let's
lock in.
in. Let's pay attention to the game at hand here. And Micah's just like, no, I just want to make fun of you right now.
Now they're a football
Football
school
and
and a basketball school. And then at the end, Neville goes, Coach, you need me? Okay. And then he just leaves.
Find
That
an
was really
excuse.
funny. That was during a game.
That's awesome. Let me do this real quick.
The Dumb Zone presents.
It's Wednesday, November 1st. You guys know that? Happy
November.
November, Jake.
Thank you, Dan.
On this day in 1945, a week after Jackie Robinson signed his Brooklyn Dodger contract to play for the minor league Montreal Royals, the Sporting News assessed his abilities, saying he is worthy of a trial at Class B if he were 6 years younger and white. They said the waters of competition in the International League would flood far over his head. They were wrong. Freezing cold take, I say.
Is that an old take that will be exposed?
In birthdays, we have Lyle Lovett is 65, hence the Open.
Went to a wedding with him.
Interesting.
I didn't go with him, but he was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us.
That's really kind of the whole story.
Was it all the murmuring, the whispering at the, like, oh, you see Lyle Lovett's over there? Who's
No-
he with? Who does
Not
he know?
not really.
Oh, no?
No.
I would think that'd be a big deal.
I mean, he's very recognizable.
That's why I
but
didn't
it
go to
wasn't-
Blake's wedding. I didn't
Lyle
want to.
Lovett wasn't there?
No, I didn't want to take away from the
Yeah, you didn't want to take
bride
the
and
spotlight.
groom. Yeah.
Sure.
Because you get noticed in public a lot.
Shut up.
That's why I didn't take Kip and Bodie.
That's why I
If
didn't take
you're
my
taking-
dogs. Eric Spoelstra is 52.
Spo.
Probably a Hall of Famer.
I love that you've come around on Spo.
How can you not, right?
It's almost like I was telling you right from the beginning.
All right. I'll play War Games.
Yes.
God, I was hoping this bit was dead.
I think number one's going to be easy, but that's 2 and 3 is where we get into it. So Fernando Valenzuela is 62. Masahiro Tanaka,
Okay.
rhymes with Hanukkah, is 34. Coco Crisp is 43.
It's a little tougher than I was expecting.
Valenzuela, Tanaka, Crisp.
Tanaka, the Yankees pitcher?
Yes.
He's only 34?
Yes.
Really? Wow.
Still yes.
Are you okay?
No, I just thought you'd think he'd still be pitching. Let me go with Venezuela Crisp Tanaka.
That's not how you say it.
Did you say Venezuela?
Whatever.
Valenzuela.
You don't know who he is?
Six Fingers guy?
We are from different generations, aren't we?
Or the Little League pitcher? Who we got?
He does not know Fernando Valenzuela.
What?
Who we got? Who is it? To all the listening audience who doesn't know.
Most of them probably do.
He burst onto the scene somewhere in the 80s for the Dodgers through like something insane. 7 consecutive shutouts, just something weird. 2 earned runs for 7 games in a row, something like that. Like 2 total. He was nuts. Fernando Mania. Swept over the nation. Anyway, you're actually right. It's Fernando, Coco Crisp, and then Tanaka. So this game is really going nowhere, and Jake might get his wish by tomorrow. Born on this day, they're not alive. Tom Waddle, the founder of the Gay Olympics. For some reason, I was thinking in Norm Macdonald voice this morning and thinking how he would have announced Tom Waddle, founder of the Gay Olympics. Also known as the Olympics. Feels like redundant. And
Did they play gay chicken?
what exactly is gay chicken?
You want to play, Blake?
I don't think so.
It's where you sit. I'm sure there are a bunch of different versions of it, depending on your region. You just sit across from your buddy, and you both ease your hands over to each other's thighs, and just like with a game of chicken.
Hands are touching the thigh, or you're
Oh, they're touching.
and you just keep going up and up and up.
Who stops?
Who stops first? Do you guys want to do it? Video right here. Let's video it.
I'm good. I'll video it.
And the problem is nobody knows who the winner or the loser is.
You're both winners.
Also, it's his birthday today, Jake, so don't be upset.
Okay.
Just be happy we got him for 21 years.
The foot?
Lil Peep.
Wow.
How'd you know? Died on this day, we have Walter Payton, and we have Dorothy Rodham.
She the mother of Hillary?
She is the mother of Hillary.
Okay.
Now, we slide into other audio. So do we want to end with Jake's or
Yeah.
mine?
Jake seems like an ender.
I think
Okay.
it is. I think it
so
is.
Jake's is really good. I will give you this. That Blake is deeming not that great.
I didn't say that.
But, so my wife consumes her news through the Today Show. And if you remember, big news on Monday. Well, it's interesting to me. If you came off of what happened over the weekend, what the big news stories are, what would you lead with if you're the Today Show, and what would you go with second? Let's take you to Monday morning and the Today Show.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Today. Nice to have you with us on a Monday morning.
It is nice to see you. A lot of people are reflecting on Matthew Perry. Just such
Yes.
sad news to hit over the weekend.
And it really broke a lot of
Yeah.
hearts. He was so beloved, and everyone knows had a real complicated life. So lots of just prayers and love to his family and friends. He's been here at Today's Show many, many times, and we'll look back with love in just a bit. But let's start with the war in Gaza, tensions from that conflict spilling.
That's such a, what's not tough, though.
Thousands killed. But
switching to DirecTV.
what about the most important death over the weekend? Not all those Palestinians.
They've never been to the Today Show as
No.
guests.
Did you see the you didn't watch the whole SNL?
I
Did
feel
you
like
not-
I've seen most of it now.
Did you see Little Hoda
No. So I guess not.
costume?
Is it like a
Hoda costume.
Star Wars type play?
No,
Like a baby Hoda Yoda thing, or
I think it was. I think they were playing off of that instead of.
so you saw it, I didn't, and I understand.
Right.
It
No,
better
I
than-
think it was because there was so they had fake Fran Drescher, and because there's an actors strike, they don't want you as a consumer of if you're buying Hollywood products to dress your little kid up as. Don't dress up as Iron Man. Don't dress up as Yoda. You're feeding the machine because we're
Got
now
it.
striking against everything. So don't dress up as Yoda. How about Hoda? And then a little girl walks out dressed as Hoda, and she had a glass of wine, and
That's awesome.
it's funny. So yes, Matthew Perry, the biggest story as we lead things off.
Yep.
And this is under the heading of, do we overrate people once they die? That's right. This is our lane. Let's go to, they teased it 7 times, so they know how to keep you sucked in. They're every break. It was Matthew Perry coming up.
Yeah,
Matthew
I mean, they
Perry
led with
coming
it
up.
and then reluctantly got to the thousands of deaths.
But then they got to 100 other stories, but they kept teasing me. Matthew Perry, finally. And I kept in the poor production because I like that when people don't put fades and stuff on things. So.
We also have rush hour traffic picking up in parts of Addison and North Dallas.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
Back now, 7:30, with the growing memorial to Matthew Perry. That's the iconic Friends apartment right here in New York.
So they showed somebody setting down some flowers in front of the apartment building in New York.
Back now, 7:30, with the growing memorial to Matthew Perry. That's the iconic Friends apartment right here in New York. Fans are flocking there. They're leaving flowers and handwritten messages after they learned of his sudden death.
Well, he was beloved by generations. Was found out.
I love the
By generation.
hold on,
Well,
yes.
you know what?
The millennial.
That is actually probably kind of true.
Kids now are binging Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Messages after they learned of his sudden death.
Well, he was beloved.
I just love the
Well, he was beloved.
Mm.
Well,
Okay.
well, he was beloved by generations. Was found out this weekend at his Los Angeles home. He was just 54. NBC's Chloe Malas is here with more. Hi, Chloe. Good morning.
Good morning. As the investigation unfolds into how Matthew Perry died so unexpectedly, friends and fans all around the world are grieving the loss of this beloved actor. Perry making us laugh as the adorable Chandler Bing on Friends, a role that cemented his status as one of the greatest comedic actors of his time.
I'm sorry, what?
Well,
I just wanted you to start making a list. Off the top of your head, even greatest comedic, because we're still in his time, I guess. Like, okay, or just go back to the 90s if you want. Greatest comedic actors. And how many do we go down to get to Matthew Perry? Like top 10?
top 250.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like even you, a Friends Homer.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say he was the funniest on the show.
I would get stuck and not be able to come up with any more names before I would come up with Matthew Perry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like that
I'd be like,
never even occurred to me.
Chris Kattan?
That Matthew Perry.
I never even thought of him as a comedic actor. Wasn't he just on that show?
Yeah, and that's...
Didn't
I
NBC
feel-
try to run out a show called like Matthew or something?
No, it was Joey. It was with Matt LeBlanc.
They definitely did Joey, but they did something with Matthew Perry.
Oh,
because I remember
okay.
he was on the Hardline to promote it.
He was on the
You're right.
Was it the Newsroom one or the wasn't he on one of those? Like an Aaron Sorkin joint? He was on one of
No
the
way to
Aaron
know.
Sorkin. Yeah, there isn't.
No way to ever know.
So he did talk publicly. This might have been during the special. I did enjoy the special.
Wasn't
You
he,
watched
like,
it?
Mega effed up?
He was mega effed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the special. I thought we were together at that time.
We were. We talked about this.
Because I brought in audio and everything. I loved it, man.
Perry himself hoping to be remembered most for helping others.
If somebody comes up to me and says, I can't stop drinking, can you help me?
Because he has kind of Carl mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl?
Carl
old
from
term.
from Caddyshack. He's like, oh, he's got a little bit.
Oh, okay.
If somebody comes up to me and says, I can't stop drinking, can you help me? I can say yes and follow up and do it. When I die, I don't want Friends to be the first thing that's mentioned. I want that to be the first thing that's mentioned.
That was their editing as well.
God, he sounds horrible.
Yes, but when he dies, he doesn't want Friends to be the first thing that's mentioned.
Well,
he wants Matthew or whatever Jake thinks he was in.
It's something.
But I think Friends was all he had.
That's not entirely true.
Go on.
Have you guys not ever seen Almost Heroes? It's the last Farley movie.
No.
It's really, really underrated.
He was pretty good in The Whole Nine Yards, too.
The Whole Nine Yards is good, but also because you get to see Amanda Pete's teats.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that really sticks with me is he talked about when we interviewed them around the reunion, we said, well, do you have any advice for your 24-year-old self? And he said, do the 11th season. And of course, it ended after 10 seasons. And I think there was a wish for more time for those people to be together.
All right. Well, Wendy, thank you so much. We appreciate that insight. We're going to have a lot more on Matthew Perry's life and legacy in our next half hour.
A
That's
lot
right.
more?
A lot more.
All this
What are we gonna-
teasing.
So the point there is, yes, Friends was really all he had. Because if you're sitting around thinking, wish we did another season of it.
Yeah.
Like that shows that you have great regret.
Kind of like the anti-Seinfeld.
Right. Like they knew that was enough. But Yeah. So, moment of silence for Matthew. Yeah,
Let's
let's just slow down.
Yeah.
Let's just slow down.
It's time for a Dumb Zone interstitial. Gotta keep them separated.
Okay, so I don't exactly know what this show is called, but apparently there's like an entire take economy that runs 2 networks all day, ESPN and Fox Sports 1. And one of them features Nick Wright, who I quite like, mainly because he's pro Luka. And he fights for Luka. And he debates a la Skip and Shannon or, whatever's happening on ESPN. He debates Chris Broussard. Now, Chris Broussard is a guy that I've always kind of thought was like a sideshow bit. He also probably makes a couple $1 million a year to be a sideshow bit. And this moment that he had yesterday when they were talking about the James Harden trade to the Clippers is one of the more amazing live TV moments I've ever seen. Just in let's just play it, Blake, and we can break it down.
All right.
Or not.
This is when I am
Thought
going
I
to
gave you
hit
a-
this button right here.
He's going to be the third option. They're the only team that can pay him, and they're a desperate
But he's not going to be. You think he thinks he's going to play like he did?
I think he's not going to get to play the way he wants, and he's going to. Of course, it's not going to work well.
Nick,
Is
the man retarded?
Okay,
use that word, but sure.
Developmentally disabled.
Sure.
Okay, so
Wait, is who?
Harden, is he saying he's talking about what does Harden think his role is going to be?
Oh, okay.
And they don't have a hot in between them, but they have a haircut. And that guy immediately looks at the camera and kind of takes a sip of coffee boy,
Open eyes.
We'll probably be seeing this played a couple times as Chris Broussard just yells, "Is the man retarded?" Now quickly says, "I mean developmentally disabled."
Is that better? No. The whole point of not being the public, whatever, the PC thing of not saying the word retarded is that it's not that word is terrible. It's that you are comparing someone who you say is adult to this poor person who is mentally slow.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's what makes it bad. So if you then called Harden developmentally disabled, that's just as bad.
Maybe worse.
That's exactly, yes. You can't.
But that is not the only boomerang moment that we are going to have in this audio. So if you want to start it over, go ahead.
Let's start it over.
Okay.
He's going to be the third option.
They're the only team that can pay him, and they're a desperate.
But he's not going to be. You think he thinks he's going to play like he did?
I think he's not going to get to play the way he wants, and he's going to. Of course, it's not going to work well.
Nick, is the man retarded?
Shouldn't use that word, but sure.
Wait.
Okay. Yeah. So stop it again.
Shouldn't use that word, but sure.
Sure.
I mean, I'm against that word, but yes,
Right,
you
willing
are.
to concede that point.
What you're saying is
say that,
valid.
But
Is the man retarded?
Shouldn't use that word, but sure.
Developmentally disabled.
Wait, I back it up again because I love how. But immediately, as he said it, he knew because he does a little. But
right, can I pull those words right back in?
There's so much here.
Play the way he wants, and he's going to. Of course, it's not going to work well.
Nick, is the man retarded?
Shouldn't use that word, but sure.
Developmentally disabled.
Sure.
To think that he is going to go to the Clippers where they have Kawhi Leonard as the number 1 option, Paul George is the number 2, and still Russell Westbrook there, and think that he's going to shoot 25 times a night.
Listen, I didn't know what you were going to say today. I'm shocked. This is not going to work.
Let me apologize for using that word.
Oh.
So I have my first cousin. We just put him to. He died a few months ago, a month or two ago. He was developmentally disabled, so I didn't mean.
Oh no! Wait a second. Let's back up to around the start of that.
That's what I'm saying.
So when he says we just put him into the, was he going to say we put him in the ground,
put him to rest, put him down,
put him to sleep? Yeah.
But
I thought he was going with put him into a home.
Right.
Ray.
Yeah.
We just put him into. He died.
He died. He was my first cousin. So what happens is Nick Wright starts to respond to his basketball point, and Chris Broussard's head is like, I don't even need to wait until the next segment or tomorrow to apologize for this. I need to immediately be like,
that's an apology?
and there's no edit in that, by the way.
Like, look,
this is the only like long version. I found some short versions that were cleaner, but yeah, he immediately is like, I'm sorry for saying that word. My cousin was slow and he's dead.
It's not going to work.
Let me apologize for using that word.
Oh.
I have my first cousin. We just put him to. He died a few months ago, a month or two ago. He was developmentally disabled, so I didn't mean to use that word.
Of course.
I apologize to the audience. And
Oh, that's very kind of you.
And look.
First cousin.
This wasn't like my aunt's
I knew
cousin. It was, yes.
It was not a guy that I just ran into 2 or 3 times. He was my first cousin.
But we just put him in the ground, so he's been on my mind. So I've been calling
Right.
people that word all the time.
Did he put a period of time on that? Did he say 2 months ago?
He said a couple months ago. Then
Like
he said
that seems like a
1 or
little
2
while
months ago.
to be.
I mean, it's been
still on your mind.
Problematic.
I didn't know what you were going to say today. I'm shocked. This is not going to work.
Hold on,
Let
bang me
me
another 20.
apologize.
The thing that Nick Wright is shocked about is not that he used that word.
No.
It's his take.
I'm shocked that you would think James Harden is
Yeah.
going to fit in on
Exactly.
this Clipper team.
Yeah.
Let me apologize for using that word. I have my first cousin. We just put him to. He died a few months ago.
I want to know. I would love to see the brain moving around there. Like, what words are swirling here? How do I get out of the, that's not good.
Put him to rest.
Put into the cold,
Yeah, we
hard
strapped him to a
ground.
gurney and
Put into the crematory. We burned him.
We burned him.
He is now
Yeah,
just a
he's-
pile of
here's his urn.
a pile of.
Okay, in full.
I'm sorry.
They're the only team that can pay him, and they're a desperate
But he's
organization.
not going to be. You think he thinks he's going to play like he did?
I think he's not going to get to play the way he wants, and he's going to milk it. It's not going to work well.
Nick,
I
is the man retarded? I
shouldn't use that word, but sure.
Developmentally disabled.
Sure.
To think that he is going to go to the Clippers where they have Kawhi Leonard as the #1 option, Paul George is the #2, and still Russell Westbrook there, and think that he's going to shoot 25 times a night.
Listen, I didn't know what you were going to say today. I'm shocked. This is not going to work. What's going on?
Let me apologize for using that word. I have my first cousin. We just put him to. He died a few months ago, a month or two ago. He was developmentally disabled, so I didn't mean to use that word.
Of course. I
apologize to the audience. And
that's very kind of you.
Very
It's
too
very
kind.
kind.
Probably
you know?
too kind.
That's the Chris Broussard I know.
What's the connection there? I don't.
I don't know, man. You don't hear a lot of.
Add this to your board of things we want to play all the time.
Yeah, I have.
Oh my gosh!
I saved the Ken Carmen fight and the Trump Billy Bush audio, and I will always be able to pull that up if ever needed.
I'm glad you guys liked it.
All right, you're right. That was an ender.
All right,
we'll
see ya.
see one of you tomorrow, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Adios, mofo.